Hello everyone, Lakura here for the first and hopefully many videos. I've always contemplated the idea of having a partner channel alongside my other photography presence, and while I've had channels in the past, they've never been for my photography, or they've so loosely featured my photography that I feel as though I didn't give it the amount of credit it deserves, because really I think I should be giving myself a little bit more credit and working a little bit harder to appreciate my own photography in this sense and sort of provide a conscious voice to what I make. Today is Wednesday, November 13th, 2024. There are about 9 days left until this childhood home that I've lived in for all my life and my family has occupied since 1996 will be sold and we will be out. Quite a precarious time to begin a YouTube channel for sure, but I want to try in these days, in both my work and just in my life, create a sense of hope in a time in which no matter the circumstance, someone has to be all doom and gloom about something. My plans are relatively simple. I wanted to go to the mall just because I've had itchings to go to the mall and I had a dream about going to the mall. So I may as well scratch the itch that is so evidently in my mind. I apologize, my eyes are wandering like crazy because I'm looking at the clouds and whatnot. There's a plane flying by as well, just another distraction to subvert my focus, but maybe if I stay out there long enough, the sun will begin to set. It doesn't take until about 4 o'clock to do so, as I'm once again raising my voice. So once around that time strikes, I could probably earn some pretty nifty sunset photography. So I'm gonna make a good effort for that. No, I do not have a microphone, and yes, I realized in that previous shot I was royally cut off from the top. This is also the only real spot in which my camera can be while I'm actively driving. I don't really have any sort of mounts. Obviously, if I don't have a microphone, then I probably don't have anything more bougie than that, so I guess it's not a terrible time to start this journey, as I also just got a seasonal gig at the Honey Baked Ham Co. Villa Park. Yeah, I have that gig coming up starting Sunday the 17th for training, Sunday the 23rd through, Wednesday the 27th for Thanksgiving, and then December 20th probably through Christmas Eve if I had to take a wild guess. So I've managed to clear 20 odd minutes of space. That'll do the job. Unfortunately, I'm shooting against the sunset here, but I'm just gonna grab my 50mm lens as I usually do, faff about out here, probably mostly focus on the Christmas tree and maybe take more as I come out. Hopefully then some more sun will come through there. While it does look quite cool, it definitely is not as profound when you're down here. So, you know, I had a bit of an almost existential thought as I was taking my first few snapshots. Something along the lines of, why out of all things that are in this scene, there was this lady walking out of Macy's with crazy hair getting blown back in the wind. And meanwhile, I was there photographing a rusty old sign surrounded by some just about decayed foliage and bushes. So I ended up in the bushes somewhat by accident. I just kind of stepped to the side as I was walking through, and I decided to glance over and ultimately found that was somehow a composition. I'll put this in my pocket. I think I've got some more here that I want. I don't know where to place focus. There was a guy biking by. I waited like 5 seconds and I snapped it with him in the shot, so that would be kind of good. I like this stop sign coming ever so slightly over the shrubbery. And that was ultimately reflected in the 50mm focal length, otherwise my camera would have lied to me again and I would not have appreciated it. That shot didn't lie to me. I have another one here. There's a line of shrubbery in front, in the middle, and towards the back there is that church. So I'm going to snap that now. I did get that shot. I don't know if it works as well as I had imagined, but I also snapped one of a singular flag and a row of flags between the two shrubs. Actually, I kind of like just doing, here, I think you see now it's a recycling bin, and then just this forklift in the garage. I'm gonna do that. I know it's a, I don't know what these are called, just a general lift. If I may pride myself on something, a lot of my composition ends up quite subconscious. Like, I'll look at a scene and my body will just move in a way that is indicative of the ideal composition in my mind. So when I saw all these textures that kind of came together and surrounded the recycling bin, and specifically the recycling emblem, I kind of knew to get close and really tight. I've always had an itch to photograph inside of Orland Square Mall. In Orland Square Mall, the lighting is mostly natural and it comes from the sides in. You'll get stuff like on the escalators, they'll be hit by massive beams of light that are ever so slightly split, and it's awesome. Yeah, so about that itch. It was so quiet. There's only one lady inside the bookstore, or what is it? Is it a bookstore? I've started to come into my own, you know, I feel a little bit more confidence in snapping some photographs. I'll return to the upper deck for a few shots. I know I at least want one of mistletoe or laden garments. And some of them actually hang over the railing, which I think looks kind of nice because they have twinkling lights adorning them. There is actually what seems to be a nicely developing sunset coming on, so I think that'll get snapped first though. That was pretty cool, the two lounge seats. Here, I think I know what I want to do here. Done. So there is my day. If I pan down, the sunset is actually quite fascinating. It's very gentle, but past this point, it's kind of a straight curve all the way across the skyline. But still, it's not really anything I can shoot in, so I'm probably just gonna go home. If I see anything along the way, I guess I'll stop, but I don't expect to. This is a strip in which I so badly wanted the sunset to play in my favor. But oddly enough, this lighting actually works in some ways as well. It sort of emphasizes the neon on some of these buildings. Adds a little bit of mood. Quite a quiet day out here, but the mood's definitely emphasized immensely by the light. I want to take a picture of this place so you'll actually see on camera the process. This time. Oh, hold up. I got someone inside that jeweler through a slit. It might not have been more stable. This guy's gonna park right next to me. Oh. He's just asserting his dominance, I guess. And here we are, but probably only for a uno mas shot. I'm thinking of stepping back here, getting the financial business, the jeweler, the restaurant, and this pizza parlor, all in one shot. I focused on the sign of the pizza parlor, and that is in focus all right. Probably about as clear as it's gonna get. I really love the front of this pizza parlor. I'm sorry. I've already snapped it before. I'm doing it again just in case the light is slightly shifted in a way that benefits me now. Jets Pizza. Jets Pizza. I find it so fascinating that it's just sitting here, dormant and kind of lifeless. The autofocus on this camera is actually quite fantastic. Galaxy S22. So I also have the autofocus working just fine. When I was doing B-roll with my A7 earlier when I was at home. I think I've got that about in the right spot. And of course, as I began this video, neighbors are doing yard work, and as I end it, they are doing separate, but still, in my eyes, continuous yard work. I'm getting distracted by something on my eyeballs here, but to all those that stuck out this terribly produced video with such low production quality in some aspects and a general lack of knowledge as to how to compile one of these videos, I appreciate you, because I don't really want to stop this. I know it's not gonna change my life overnight, but I think if I outline my process and just my way of thinking more, then perhaps, maybe, just maybe, I can get a little bit farther and take somehow, some way, another extra step in my photography and how it impacts my life. So with all that said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, whenever that'll be, and whatever it'll be about.